do it for prepping myself for meetings. So I was saying, like, if somebody has content out there on the internet already, I can I made one that essentially will take the whole transcript and then give me good questions and topics based on that, which it allows me to like kind of be a better podcast host. But you could use it for meetings with people in your area. You could have it kind of do research, or like distill research down. I think summarization and follow-up questions is a good thing you could do with people that are kind of involved with content. I think you could train it to, I train it to do description. I have one for descriptions and chapters for my YouTube videos. I was saying these were all these, at least these 3-4 will be in the description. But I really just want to suggest that people in the next few weeks go and make 1 or 2 of these. All you do is you explain what you want it to do in plain text, and it will do the work for you to make the like logic. So don't be scared of this. Try it. Do a couple in the next few weeks. And then over time, you'll get an idea about what it could do. But I just want people to like kind of like start. Maybe spend 2 hours with custom GPTs in the next 2 weeks. And I'm going to ask the audience to make a commitment to yourself to do that. If you're interested in this stuff, if it sounds cool to you, don't let 6 months go by without trying this. So if you want, make a commitment now to make a GPT in the next 2 weeks, if you want. All right. Everyone's made their commitments. I wish I could hold you accountable.
I'm committed.
All right. John, you hold AJ accountable for this. John, are you going to do it?
Yeah, I am. So the way it's going to work for me, the way you said 2 hours, the way realistic for me in my busy day is I'm going to spend 10 minutes a day doing this.
Love
to see
that.
How, like that makes the most sense, because
you're going to make like 2 weeks worth of these, because literally all you have to do is do a paragraph and then it makes it for you. So it's like, it's so crazy. Like, it's mind blowing. ChatGPT was mind blowing. This is again blowing our minds.
Love it.
That's phenomenal. Well, yeah,
that's time. This is what I want people to do, is save time on their marketing. Like, you're either spending time, money, energy, like time and energy and effort, right? Like, it's one of the two. So like, like, I think anything that we can do to help people save time, like what you guys do with ProLine, saving time on follow-up, that's so valuable. And if you don't value your time enough to do automation, you don't really value your time. And so like, you could probably have a calculator on proline.com that says like, how much follow-up are you doing per lead? And then how much time does it on average take you? And then boom, you're going to save 50 hours this year with ProLine. Like, that might be a fun calculator. Or like, frick, maybe ChatGPT will build that as a little tool for you. Or I like calculated fields for calculators on like WordPress websites. Calculated fields is a really cool plugin that you can make your own little calculators. Yeah. So for fun, they ask you answer style. Great book, by the way. If people are asking questions about it, you got to answer on your marketing and websites.
They ask you answer that everything about our marketing is all around. That's like our foundation for everything that we do.
And calculated fields will be a great way to create more of these little tools if you want to, like, and so much search volume is like around calculators and different things. And it's also just like a lead gen tool, right? Like, just, you can make the email required if they use the calculator or different things like that, which I love that tool. Think about anything else that saves time right now in marketing. I mean, I am not super into these ones do you guys use AI to cut up the reels from this?
We do. Yeah. A lot of our.
Which one do you use for that?
Oh, James, our VP of marketing, is the one that does it. And he's going to kill me. I'm completely blanking out on the one he uses.
I know that there's,
he's tried all of them because he wanted to find the ones that were best.
Magic clips on Riverside. If you do Riverside, I'm trying to think about, so that's one. I think there's a couple other ones that are like big. I'm trying to find what they are so that we at least give some people.
I want to say that there is something with an R.
Predis is one, Predis.ai.
That's none of those are it. Let me.
Okay, we'll put the one that you guys use in the comments.
Yeah, we'll put it in the comment. I'll ask James. We'll put it.
Because
But
the
if you
ones
didn't
I tried
know-
weren't that good, to be real with you, but I know that those are super. Opus is the one I was thinking.
That's the one we use.
Pro.
Yeah, yeah.
It's Opus.
Pro is the big one. I
Yeah.
do think it's the best one, and it will automatically cut up reels, and then it will give you like captions, and it will do like an over. It does all the things. So if you do longer form content, that's a really good time saver. What else is a time saver?
It's always better to do it manually. Like you're going to get better clips, but it can pull out like a good number of great clips without you having to actually go through and do it manually. So it's massive.
The question is, are you going to do it manually?
And if
you're not going to do it manually, then
80-20 principle.
It's like that's the same thing with descriptions. That GPT that I put in there for video descriptions. Yes, if I took the time. If I actually did that, which I just don't do it. So it's like finding these things that do the things that you wouldn't actually do.
You wouldn't do it.
Follow up as well as I'd like to do with my leads at all. So
but
yes,
it's way better to be
maybe
following
my
up.
weird meme that I came up with, the follow up might be a good follow up, but I don't do it half the time. So like, it's more like you're not doing it anyways. So use automation. What else is it? There's so many good time savers these days. I use CapCut to make my reels when I do make, when I personally make them. You guys probably use, executive assistants. Do you guys use executive assistants or
sometimes we use CapCut.
If you guys use exec or like,
you're talking about like VAs,
virtual assistants. Who do you guys use for that?
As of right now, we don't have like a company we go to. We'll just go through I guess we do. We'll go through Upwork or Fiverr. So
I just think it's good to like remind people that not only it's automation to save time, it's finding VAs for things that are reproducible.
Yep.
I use VAs for social growth. So like following and friending and stuff like that, and liking and not commenting. Cause I think, my guys are in Africa and I just, but English isn't their first language. We use, so we work with Era, what is it? Era 92 is the company. Area 92 Creative, and we use those guys for era92.com.
Era?
ERA 92.com. We use those guys for VAs basically and graphic design VA stuff. So a social VA. So if you see like my, and I would say like, even though I'm kind of saying them as a company and maybe they'll watch this, they're a little bit more to manage. The lower cost stuff is more to manage, right? So like I would prefer to have really, I hate that I'm saying this because somebody's probably gonna reach out to them and that will direct their attention to this podcast or whatever. But I'm just being real, which is like, I wish I didn't have to manage them as much. And I think that that's always the trade-off with services. Sometimes like Hook agency is more expensive, but we're not as much to manage because we manage ourselves, right?
Yeah.
Like as far as like SEO goes and stuff like that. Like the same goes, like I hope to over time not have a service like this that I don't have to manage as much. But if you need a cheaper service, they're really good. So that's always like the trade-off with these things is like you find VAs that can do repetitive tasks. Don't try to get them to do crazy strategic tasks. Like the more you define, the better the thing's going to get. But like we should always be automating and delegating easy stuff to VAs. And I'm okay with the fact I have like 5 outside resources that I use. This is just one of them. I use I have college students editing reels too. You know what I mean? Like I have a guy to manage all that inside my company. So there's like, like I'm spending a lot of money on these things, but I'm like trying to, and I think it should all be our goal is to just get an inordinate amount of attention, like unnecessary amount of attention. I do think reels and TikToks is essentially where a lot of attention is. If you look at your phone app and you look at how much you spent like on different apps, that's a good one. But also look at like your wife's, how much she's spending on different apps. Like, and like, ideally we'd like have if you have really good rapport with a homeowner that is a good customer to you, like if you could get them to show you their time spent on their phone, like on different apps, that would be a cool, like little, like, and do that instead of like review one day. Just say, hey, I'm going to pick your brain for a second. Could I just see how much time you're spending on different apps? I'm looking at social media.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to figure out if is that 42-year-old woman, that's like an example of an ideal customer for us. Is she on Instagram? Is she on Facebook? Is she on TikTok? Like, what is she really on? Because then you should try to dominate those places that they're spending a lot of time on. And I'm just like, yeah, I think our goal should be to get basically unnecessary amounts of attention for our business, because that puts us in a much better position when we do need to do business development. And like, it shouldn't all be business development. That's a big mistake. That's one last mistake, a thing that I think people should fix. Stop just pitching on your social media accounts. Like, God damn it.
Yeah.
No one wants to see your phone number again, man. No offense. If somebody's watching this and you're just, every single post is like you pitching on your Facebook, like literally no one's watching anymore. You made it into a ghost town, because the good news is there's redemption available, which is all you have to do is just make a tutorial on like how to clean out your downspout and things like that, like 10 times in a row. And you can rebrand your company as no longer this constantly pitching company on social media to a helpful, and share those little videos, those tips, 1-minute reels or whatever, to Facebook groups in your area that homeowners are frequenting. And boom, you can rebrand your company. But if you're just sitting there pitching, your brand right now is